I do respect this about Dana White. He will give Islam Makhachev the opportunity to go up and fight for the 170-pound belt, which I think Islam Makhachev has done enough. He's beat pretty much everybody in the lightweight division. I think it's time for him to have the opportunity to become a double champ. And I like this fight a lot. I like it.
This is Islam Makhachev.
Tough one. Tough one. I'm going to go Jack Della, actually.
The MMA world can't stop talking about the upcoming clash between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena. This matchup has fans split right down the middle. The grappling powerhouse versus the slick Australian striker. The big question everyone's asking, will Jack's precise hands finally crack Islam's wall of dominance? Or will the champion drag another opponent into his world and take over like always? Let's break down what fighters and analysts think before this blockbuster fight.
Yeah, it's going to depend whether he wins or loses, but also, man, it's not easy to put on the weight. He's already a very solid lightweight fighter. To have the freedom to bulk up and put on more muscle and fill out your frame the way your body wants to be, to go back down to 55, it's going to take some time, I think, to really be at a calorie deficiency and lose some of the muscle he's putting on. Because like I said, I know for a fact, he doesn't make 155 easy. So now it's going to be even tougher. He could do it, but it's going to, yeah, he could be completely done at lightweight. It might be too hard for his body to get back down and compete at that level because he's not a small guy at all. I think when we see him in there across from another welterweight, he's going to fill the part. He's going to look like a welterweight fighter. He's a big guy, you know, and I'm excited about that fight. You know, if JDM's takedown defense holds up and he makes Islam have to be in front of him, you know, it could be a long night, but that's so much easier said than done, man. When these guys are on your body and on your legs, and it's so much easier said than done.
I just feel like it's too hard to not pick Islam for me.
Yeah.
Like, I know Jack looked good, but Bilal, I know he stopped a lot of Bilal stuff, but Bilal is older now.
Yeah.
He was 36 when they fought. You know what I'm saying? Islam's still younger, and he's just dominating everybody, bro.
Can I say, though, that if I ever wanted to fight like somebody,
Good round.
I would love to fight like Jack Della Maddalena.
Yeah.
Fifth round.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Dude.
Yeah.
His boxing is so
It's
nice.
so good.
He's
I like
so
how he puts everything together.
Yeah.
Like someone like him going to boxing.
When asked about Islam's jump to welterweight, Mirab was straightforward. It's a massive test, but not beyond reach. He gave credit to Jack Della Maddalena's clean striking and composure, yet reminded everyone that Makhachev's relentless pressure and elite wrestling could turn the tide. Mirab added that Islam is a true student of the sport who studies everything carefully. After watching Jack's battle with Belal Muhammad, he believes Islam will make all the right adjustments. It won't be simple, but Mirab feels Makhachev has what it takes to shock everyone and capture that second title.
Yeah, that's a great list. You mentioned Islam. He's moving up to 170. Do you think that he gets the job done and wins that title, or do you think JDM retains?
It's gonna be hard for him, but it's possible to Islam Makhachev wins the second belt. JDM is great fighter, great striker, but Islam is tricky. He has a good wrestling, and he's southpaw. He don't get hits, but he takes people down and he mauls people down. So, and also we all see the JDM Belal Muhammad's fight, and then I'm sure Islam will take lots of lessons from this fight, and maybe Islam will make some adjustment. It's possible. It's gonna be hard, but Islam can.
Johnny Walker echoed that cautious optimism. He believes Islam can pull it off, but admitted that moving up in weight always brings new challenges. The Brazilian light heavyweight praised Makhachev's skill, consistency, and calmness under pressure, calling him one of the most complete fighters in MMA. Walker also mentioned that welterweights hit harder and carry more size, which makes it a serious step up. Even so, he thinks Islam's discipline, mental strength, and adaptability could help him succeed in the new division. Yeah.
Pay-per-view in November, Madison Square Garden. It's going to be headlined by Islam. He's going to be moving up to 170 from 155 to fight JDM for that title. Who do you favor in that fight?
I think Islam. Yeah. He's been a really tough fight and incredible technique for the last all his career, no? And I believe he still can get it. But as I said, it's a new division, new body type, new power, everything. He's moving up. It's a big testing for him, but I believe he can do good.
Islam's coach, Javier Mendes, backed that confidence from a tactical perspective. He dismissed the idea that Islam must rely only on wrestling, emphasizing that his fighter is comfortable in every area, with whether it's striking, kicking, or ground control. Mendes said their strategy isn't about sticking to one plan, but reading the fight as it unfolds. They'll wait for openings and exploit whatever chances Jack gives them. According to Mendes, Islam's adaptability and high fight IQ make him extremely dangerous, and those traits could be the difference maker on fight night.
Stand with anybody. Islam can stand with him. Whether we're going to box with him, whether we're going to kick with him, whether we're going to look to take him down, we're going to do it all. I mean, if Islam has to just stand with him because he can't take him down, then he'll stand with him. You know, but we have to look for the openings. We can't just stand with somebody to stand with him. We have to look for the openings. We have to see what opportunities we can either open up or he gives us. You know, that's what we'll be looking for. We're not looking to take this guy to the ground per se. We're looking to take advantage of whatever he gives us or whatever we force him to give us.
Analyst Nick Dunn broke down the matchup in depth. He rated Belal Muhammad's grappling, not someone Jack already beat, around a bond, but ranked Islam's control and transitions as an A+. However, Dunn believes the fight could be decided on Islam's improving boxing and said that competing at 170 pounds might actually help his endurance since he won't have to cut as much weight. Dunn thinks Islam's power, pace, and grit will make him even tougher at welterweight, turning him into a real problem for the division.
Look at that, dude. Look at that, dude. Look at that.
Dude, going into this fight, I know Belal isn't the same grappling level as Islam. I would say like Bilal's grappling, if you had to grade it, you call you give him a B, right?
Yeah.
Islam's grappling like an A+, right? As far as his ability to finish fights, take you down, and to have a deep bag, right? But with all that said, I feel like the boxing and the size is going to be the big difference for Islam. I am curious to see if Islam's conditioning is better at 170. Just because at 155, that weight cut, I think his conditioning in the later rounds, obviously he wins in the later rounds because he's a tough son of a bitch, but I feel like...
You don't want to say motherfucker?
No, I don't say that anymore.
This is
When asked if Jack Della Maddalena could stop Islam's quest for two-division glory, Volkanovski didn't hesitate to support his fellow Australian. He praised Jack's accuracy, timing, and forward pressure, saying they could overwhelm even elite fighters. Volkanovski explained that while Islam remains one of the hardest matchups in MMA thanks to his wrestling and control, Jack's striking is calculated and dangerous. If JDM manages to control distance early and shut down the first few takedown attempts, Volk believes he has the timing, power, and intelligence to make history and dethrone one of the sport's most dominant champions.
Last one, Ben, was with JDM at Scrappy MMA. He's getting ready for Islam Makhachev. You guys had that epic run together in camp where you won the title back. He was able to beat Belal. The people that are doubting him, how dangerous is he for Islam, especially everything that you know about Islam and the time you've spent with AJ?
I mean, you can't doubt him. Look, he's a welterweight, and you've got Belal, who's a grappler, wrestler. Look how he handled that. And then you know he's a beast on the feet. And then he's early, and I guarantee you from that fight, his confidence in grappling and takedown defense has just gone to a whole nother level. So he's going to be an absolute nightmare. So it'll be good. I'm hoping to get some training with him for this one as well. But we'll tee something up for sure. But I mean, JDM, mate, he's a weapon. So I mean, I know that Islam's not taking this one lightly.
Dan Hardy also shared his take, saying this fight comes at the perfect time for Islam Makhachev. He's long admired Jack's technical boxing, but views Islam's move to welterweight not as a risk, but as evolution. After years of cutting massive amounts of weight to make 155, Hardy believes Islam's body is finally ready for 170. Competing at his natural size could make him stronger, faster, and even more dangerous. For Hardy, this isn't about chasing legacy, it's Islam stepping into the best version of himself.
And he should it.
Do you believe he might be able to stop Islam going up to this weight class?
Stop him. Yeah, I mean, look, JDM's boxing and pressure that he can do, incredible. So I definitely can get a finish.
All right, favorite team?
Islam's great. Him moving up, I still think he's a nightmare for a lot of the people in the division, but I think
Hardy even compared Islam's move to welterweight with Terrence Crawford's rise to face Canelo, saying that when the timing is right, it feels natural. He called Makhachev's style a nightmare puzzle for any opponent. Even if the striking battle stays close, Islam's kicking game and non-stop wrestling could shift momentum his way. Hardy said that while Jack might hold his own early, Islam's pressure and world-class conditioning would start to break him down over time, possibly leading to a late finish or submission.
He's moving up to 170. He's going to be fighting JDM for that title. Do you think he gets the job done, or how do you see the fight playing out?
Man, I've been high on JDM for a long time. You know, I remember doing interviews back when Ngannou was crossing over to boxing, and people were talking about who's got the best hands in MMA, and I was saying JDM at the time. I mean, his boxing's always impressed me. But at this point, I feel like Islam's moving up a weight class at the right time. You know, there are a lot of fighters that stay in a weight class for too long, and they seem to kind of stifle their physical growth. I don't think Islam can stay healthy and stay in that lightweight division for any longer. And I think right now he's allowed himself to move into a division where his body's just going to grow into it. He's going to be incredibly powerful.
Hardy even compared Islam's move to welterweight to Terrence Crawford's jump to fight Canelo, saying that when the timing and body alignment are right, it feels almost effortless. He believes Makhachev's overall skill set is a nightmare puzzle for anyone to solve. Even if Jack's boxing keeps the stand-up close, Islam's kicking game and non-stop grappling could gradually turn the tide. In Hardy's opinion, JDM might perform well early, but as the fight goes longer, Islam's elite conditioning and suffocating pressure could take over, possibly leading to a late submission victory.
You know, I've been having a similar kind of conversation in my head with Crawford coming up against Canelo as well, you know what I mean? Like, what's Crawford going to look like going up a weight? And I think his body's ready to do it, same as Islam. And I just think Islam's all-round game is so problematic for any single fighter. I see him taking it, and I can see him probably a 50-50 striking exchange, Makhachev winning with a kicking advantage, but then he's grappling and his wrestling taking over, probably winning by sub in the championship.
MMA Guru, however, has a different view. He doesn't see this as an easy night for Islam. Guru acknowledged Makhachev's elite skill set, but believes Jack's forward pressure will completely change the fight's rhythm. He predicted that Islam won't be able to back Jack up. Instead, JDM will press forward, manage the distance, and make Islam swing and miss. That aggression, he said, is what makes Jack dangerous. Guru also mentioned that Jack's size could play a major role. Islam usually balloons to around 190 pounds after cutting, but Jack's natural 215-pound frame gives him a physical advantage. For Guru, the question is simple: can Islam's wrestling really dominate someone that big and skilled, especially when Belal Muhammad has already shown he can control heavier fighters?
I actually think Islam, but I hope he loses just to watch him cope and cry. Makhachev could beat JDM. It's an absolutely fine take, but man, I can't help but think JDM's just going to walk him down. I can't see Makhachev backing him up. I think he's going to be at range, and eventually as we get into the fight, JDM will just start pushing him backwards, drawing the shots out more obviously. And since JDM stopped jumping gillies, man, takedown defense elite. Belal is a small welterweight. You know Islam is way bigger out of camp. 190 versus 215. 190 versus 215. How would JDM handle a version 2 of Belal? Actual solid point, please. You think he's a V2 Belal, though? Belal has arguably proved more grappling dominance in terms of control and being able to physically manipulate.
Jean-Paul Laboussière said this fight is nearly impossible to call, but leaned ever so slightly toward Jack Della Maddalena. He explained that Islam hasn't yet faced a striker with Jack's accuracy, timing, and patience. Since every bout starts standing, he believes that naturally gives the Aussie an early advantage. Still, he admitted Islam's grappling is world-class and always dangerous. But with Jack's improving takedown defense, smart counters, and preparation for every possible scenario, Jean-Paul believes this fight will come down to inches. One mistake could decide everything. That, he said, is what makes this matchup so fascinating.
Islam and JDM are fighting in November. Who do you see taking the title there?
That's a tough one. You know, I think JDM's boxing is next level. I don't think Islam has faced anybody that has that sort of skill set. You know, and on the other side of the coin, Islam obviously has the best grappling in the world. So I think it's going to be a very close fight in terms of like stylistically, but I'm going to give JDM the advantage because the fight starts on the feet, you know, and that's where he's the most dangerous. And you got to think that he's preparing for everything. So the way that I look at it, fight starts on the feet. he's got the advantage there. So I'm excited to see what happens.
So what do you think? Does Islam Makhachev make history and claim gold in a second weight class? Or does Jack Della Maddalena defend his ground and prove too sharp on the feet? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more fight breakdowns, reactions, and updates from across the MMA world.